All right, guys. So today we're in Washington, D.C., and we are leaving one of our units. Now, this is probably, I think, the third unit I ever had. It's been about 2 years, maybe 3 years, and we're finally letting it go. It's not in the best of areas, and it's been going really well, especially at the beginning. But over time, because of the neighborhood, not progressively getting better, but in fact, probably actually getting a little bit worse. It has an adverse effect with the guests, of course. People complaining, shady activity going on. So it's one of those things where it's like, as much as we'd love to keep it, it's a great unit. We got it at a good price, 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 3 blocks from the nearest metro train station. So the location's really good. But like we said, the neighborhood isn't the best. So it's like, all right, now that we've been doing this for a few years, we need to really let go of all the losers that we have and just keep on to the winners. And this one is unfortunately one of the losers. So we're leaving this property today, moving out, and then tomorrow we're going to another property and we're leaving that one as well. The neighborhood is good, location is good, but for that one, it's just the house itself. Like, it's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and I really think that 1.5 bath just kind of kills it. If it had maybe 2 full baths or even 3 full baths, it would do a lot better. These are the lessons that we've learned along the way. Now we know how to kind of adjust and what to go for, and what works immediately and what doesn't. These years that I've been doing this has been a major learning lessons. So we're cutting these 2 units this week. Not really starting anything new. However, keeping the furniture for one of the units, the other one going somewhere else. We just know that now we can make the right moves every time and continue to grow. So let's check out how this move is going to go. So here's the house here on the left, and we have our neighbor on the right. Another thing that kind of bothered us is that for some reason, even though our gate is fenced in, the neighbors isn't. When we have our guests come in, they, for some reason, just think that this is their yard too. There's been a lot of issues with the Airbnb guests and this neighbor because you have people bring their dogs into their yard or walk all the way over there to the side and throw their trash out. And the neighbor has been starting to get a little upset about that. And, we try our best on our side. We send plenty of messages. We send pictures. We explain where you can and cannot do things. We explain people to put their trash in our trash bin. We haven't had an issue with parties or people wrecking the house next door, blasting the music at midnight, 1 a.m. We haven't had those issues. Just those little things with miscommunications with the guests for the trash or their pets in the yard and stuff like that. So it hasn't been 100% bad, but at the same time, neighbors get annoyed. All right. So I didn't really get much content yesterday with the move out because we was actually working and it was a lot. So here we are the next day and we're in Alexandria and we're moving out of that second unit I talked about. So this unit we've had for 2 years and we actually signed a 2-year lease at the beginning because it's very important that if you really have faith in your processes and your analysis that it's going to make money, instead of just doing a 12-month lease, you sign for longer leases with the landlord. And that way you secure the amount of time you have to make your money. Now for this property, we were able to make our money back in around 6 to 8 months, even though we scheduled for a 11-month break-even time. But in 6 to 8 months, we got all our money back and then it's been profit ever since. Now over the years, the landscape has changed, especially here in this area, Alexandria, DC. So the profit hasn't been as high as it was in the beginning or some of the other newer properties we have. So instead of just holding on for smaller profits, we are really trying to lean down and, like I said before, focus on properties that really make the most money. Because if a property's making $500 a month, $1,500 a month, or $3,000 a month, or even $5,000 a month, every single one of those properties are still the same amount of work and effort. You still have to call maintenance when things go wrong. You still have to call for HVAC. You still have your teams to deal with guests day in and day out. It's all the same amount of work. So why keep the ones that are making less and still do the same amount of work when you can just cut those and keep the ones that are really producing profit? So after the end of the 2 years, here we are, and we're moving out of this property. It was a great property, and the guests really enjoyed it as well. But for us, it's time to move on and really focus on the real winners. That's about it. So let's go check out this house. So here's the master bedroom, the king bed. And of course, like we talked about, every room has its own TV. Here's our full bath upstairs. We've got a workspace area. We try to do that workspace in every unit that we can. And this was a full bed, I believe. And the funny part about this bed is when I designed it and took pictures, it was actually on this wall facing this way, and the guests must have changed it themselves. But what the guests change sometimes is better ideas than what I had. The last room here is really small, so we decided to put a full bunk bed here. And as you can see, it's been a lot of damage of people messing it up, but we have our maintenance guy that's going to come and fix this, repair, and repaint. He'll be here tomorrow. All right, so we just left the house, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of stuff back here. A couple of things are going to happen. We're going to send a few things over to storage. Someone else is taking these items who started the unit with me, and these items are here are going to go to one of our other units. So at least with this, we can restock with detergent, paper towels, toilet paper, extra sheets, towels, things like that. These are things that are always being used and needs replenishment constantly, even those towels and sheets, because the guest will go through these towels and go through these sheets and stain them or just get wear and tear over time. So it's good that we have all these extras. We don't have to buy a new set. We can just literally just wash these, which these are all washed. We washed them in the unit and then we folded them up and put them in all these bags, and now we'll take them over to the next house. All right, so we're now in Alexandria, our 9-bedroom mansion, and this is where we're putting all the stuff from the old unit into. And this unit is massive. Like we said, 9 bedrooms. We have 10 beds in here, 5.5 bathrooms. So the linens and towels, it's very important to have a huge stockpile of these kinds of items here. So we're putting them all here. We have 3 locked closets, which is most properties only have 1. We have 3 here. Now that just shows you how much inventory we really need at the property. So we're going to put the stuff away, and while we're here, just give you guys a quick little tour. So this property here we have for about 2 years, and we signed a 5-year lease with the landlord. I know you're probably not used to hearing that, 5-year leases, but we knew a property like this is rare on the market. There's not many 9-bedroom units you can find on Airbnb in especially the Washington, D.C. area. We knew we had a really good opportunity when we saw this go on the market. We even negotiated for a concession. So every February out of those 5 years, we have free rent. Things like this really help, and the reason we did that for February is because we understand and we already know that the winter months are slow. We knew if we had to pay rent, the chances of us making enough profit to pay off for a month like February is slim to none. At first, we tried to negotiate for a lower overall payment month to month, and the landlord didn't want to agree to that. So instead, we said, okay, well, we'll pay you what you want. However, we need a month concession every year. And he agreed to that. For us, it's all the same. At the end of the day, we know how much we need to pay on an annual basis and break it up by months. For some people, they have a lot of emotional attachment. They just want the number that they want. And even though us not paying for 1 month technically brings it down for the whole year, they're still happy with it. So if it works for them, it still works for us. We just worked out the deal that way. So now that we are locked in here for 5 years, we understand the market, and we know from the very beginning it's been doing pretty well, and it will continue to do well. When you have such low competition and you have a place like this, 9 bedrooms, 10 beds, 8 of those beds or 7 of those beds are king beds. So these are things that some people just don't offer in the area. So it's one of those ways that we are able to be unique. And something that we have here that no one has are these 4 TVs. Now these TVs are 65 inches apiece. You can really immerse yourself in any sports game or even a movie. And the best part is the living room is massive. We really can have the entire group. We can fit easily 20 people in this home, and majority of them can hang out in this space all together. And these are the features that really make us stand out. Not only do we have a 9-bedroom unit in the DC area, but we also have a massive TV like this. And then we have downstairs, we have a theater room. We have a 75-inch TV, another sound bar, so you can really enjoy the quiet theater-like experience, low lighting. It's perfect for movies down there as well, in case you want to be separated from the guys in this area. And for this room, we could have made it a bedroom as well. This is technically a dining room. However, we already have so many places for people to gather and eat. We have a huge kitchen, but we have 3 kitchens in here, huge dining room table for 12. We have the living room that I showed you earlier, so that can fit a lot of people, and we can sit and eat as well. So we decided to turn this into an office. So we have office space here. The Wi-Fi, the router is all in this area. 2 chairs, so you can really get your work done
And then we also have 2 bedrooms upstairs that have its own work desk inside of the bedroom as well, because we know when a house this large, maybe you have 18 to 20 people, there's going to be more than just 2 people who need to get some work done. So we have 2 here, and then 2 bedrooms upstairs has its own dedicated work desk and chair as well. And last but not least, we have my favorite room in probably almost every single house, is what we like to call the content room. Here we designed this from the ground up. I did it myself, me and a friend. We came in here and did this. It took about a week. We put green walls, as you can see, on every single wall. This room pretty much is just a hangout spot. Once everything is lit up here, you can take your pictures here. We have a light here. You can plug your phone in, get some extra lighting. You have a karaoke box here. We've got all these lounge chairs set up here. We also have a TV set up here. You can have music and everyone hangs out. In order to make sure your property is doing well, both on the back end and the front end, you need to have backups of everything. So we're talking sheets, towels, every kind of linen you can imagine, and cleaning supplies. Everything needs to be complete. Obviously, this is our closet, which is normally closed. And once it's closed, it blends right in. You need to make sure that at any moment's notice, you have replacements ready to go, because guests will damage your things. So you have to make sure you can replace and keep going. You have to deal with the damage claims later and the Airbnb resolutions later, but things still need to get replaced immediately. This is how we stay unique, and this is how we stay booked, because we're different. We're not just selling just beds. We have so many different things to do in the house. And we didn't even talk about outside. We have room outside for 10 guests, and they can hang out outside and enjoy the backyard, enjoy the spring and the summer months outside. So all of these things, you put it together and it makes it a great listing. All right, went to run some errands, came back, and the movers took everything out of here. So bunk bed is gone. We're throwing that out. Got the bed out of this one. So now tomorrow, my contractor will come in here, paint the walls, fix any scuffs, fill any holes, and kind of just knock everything out and bring this place back. For a property that we've had for 2 years, it doesn't really look that bad. Just some minor touch-ups, nothing too crazy, but this place will get back looking new tomorrow, and that's that. Right, I had some time to come back to the unit that we were in yesterday just to get finalize some things, and while I'm here, I might also show you guys around. We already have the contractor coming in, and he's slowly been working on fixing some of these wall issues and patching and repainting. And of course, there's some more stuff that needs to be done from the landlord's side. Now, mind you, because I do rental arbitrage, this is not coming out of my pocket. He's going to attempt to turn this into a long-term rental. When we originally had this place, he had it listed for a long-term rental, but he was not getting any bites. And that's when we came in. But as I said before, it just started not making sense for us. So we decided to end the lease here. Now he is going to decide to try to list it once again. And since this was about 2 years ago when he had these issues before he was trying to get a tenant, hopefully now that we're in 2026, the market has shifted and he can get somebody in here. So us, we are out of here and it's been a good run. This is a 4-bedroom house in a 10 by 10 storage unit. So this is everything from our move out yesterday. It's funny enough, we already have a call from someone else. He's starting a 2-bedroom home and he wants us to manage it for him. And I said, hey, look, we have all this furniture we literally just got from somewhere else, which happens to be someone that he knows, which we didn't know he knew him until yesterday. Small world. I sent them pictures of everything we had and we're going to negotiate a price and hopefully get this stuff, at least half of the stuff, into his unit and sell it to him essentially and make a nice little profit. But for now, this is what we have. It'll be like this until we decide to move forward with the other project.
Well, guys, spent 2 days in DC and we accomplished what we needed to do. Be able to move out of 2 different houses in 2 days. Now it's time to go.